The Catholic Church dedicates the month of October to the Holy Rosary. Tradition holds that the Church chose the month of October to honor Our Lady of the Rosary because a great victory took place on October 7, 1571 at the Battle of Lepanto. This was when the Rosary confraternities at Rome and elsewhere were holding their processions. Accordingly, St. Pius V ordered a commemoration of the Rosary to be made on that day. 2 years later, Gregory XIII allowed the celebration of a feast of the Rosary in churches having an altar dedicated to the Rosary. Even before this, we see many great triumphs of the Rosary, such as that of the Albigensians at the Battle of Muret in 1213. In 1671, Clement X extended the feast to all Spain. A second great victory over the Turks, who once, like the Russians, threatened the ruin of Christian civilization. This was on August 5, 1716, when Prince Eugene defeated them at Peterwarden in Hungary. Consequently, Clement XI extended the feast of the Rosary to the whole Church. In a letter of September 1, 1883, mindful of the power of the Rosary to strengthen faith and foster a life of virtue, Pope Leo XIII outlined the triumphs of the Rosary in past times and admonished the faithful to dedicate the month of October to the Blessed Virgin Mary through the daily recitation of her Rosary in the presence of the Blessed Sacrament, so as to obtain through her intercession the grace that God would console and defend His Church in her suffering.
From the experience the Church have had in the 16th century, but more than that, the Church have always experienced certain situations, but in this special way, during the War of Lepanto, which was a war against the Muslims who were preparing to invade Europe. And when they will if it happened that they invade Europe, this means that the Christianity is also down, because they will destroy everything and take place and start Islamizing every country. So for the country, the Europe to succeed in this, the Pope at that time, Pope Pius V, asked all the kings in Europe, the king of Spain, the king of Austria, the king of Italy, the leaders in Italy, all those different countries around him, and he formed what we call the legal papacy. The papal legacy, who was a team to fight against those people. There were few, though, but God had done some miracle that day, because the Pope invited everybody, all Christians, to be saying the Holy Rosary night and day and night. And they've been saying the Holy Rosary, and the 7th of October of the year 1571, if I'm not mistaken, they succeed, or where they triumphed, the Christians, Europe triumphed against the Turks, the Muslims who were coming at that time. And properly at that day, the Pope decided that this 7th of October will be dedicated to our Mother of the Victory at the beginning. And after Gregory XIII, if I don't mistake also, we say no, it will not be called Our Lady of the Victory, but we call her Our Lady of the Holy Rosary.
As I kneel before you, as I bow my head in prayer, take this day, make it yours, and fill me with your love. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu.
And so the month of October is a good time to commit to praying the Rosary every day. It is a powerful instrument, not only for conversion, but one that will bring great peace and holiness to one's life.
From the origin of this feast of Our Mother for the Holy Rosary, it is a grace that Our Lady have done to the Holy Mother Church, all the church entire. By praying the Holy Rosary, Our Lady have granted the success. Though the number of the military who are fighting were few in front of the Muslim, they triumphed on them. They succeed and fought them and throw them away. This to say that our Mother Mary does not abandon those who pray her, because according to our tradition, Christian tradition, Mary is considered as what? The mediatrix of all graces, which means what? That all the grace that anybody can receive comes to us through the hands of our Mother Mary. And we can receive those graces only when we pray her, because God the Father is the one who produces the graces. And Jesus, with his sufferings, passion, death, and resurrection, has merited those graces for us and making us to obtain it. But he put it inside the hand of our Mother Mary as the treasurer, the one who is keeping it. And she is the one now to distribute those graces to us. For us to obtain it, we need to go to her. That's why Saint Louis Marie Grignon de Montfort used to say, all to Jesus through Mary, our Mother. Why? Because through Mary, we obtain abundant graces.
It is in this spirit that Christians of Holy Mary's Chapel, Motocross, off at the Pentecost Parish Newtown Airport in the Archdiocese of Douala, Cameroon, have been respecting this wish of the Church to seek for solace through the intercession of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
We have started since the beginning. That's how it used to be. From the beginning of the month, the 1st of October, till the 31st of October, we celebrate, we pray the Holy Rosary. Every day we used to gather in the church. For example, here now in the chapel here, we used to gather from 5 to 6. We say the Holy Rosary every day. The 4 mysteries, the 5 decades, which means the 20 decades per 4. We used to say it every day till the end of the month. At the end of the month, we are planning to have a big procession with all the Christians of this of the chapel, the parish, not only the chapel here, all the parish. We have the procession from here, carrying our Mother Mary, doing the procession with her, saying the Holy Rosary, singing her praises till we reach the parish, and there we celebrate the Holy Mass to conclude the month of the Holy Rosary in honor of our Mother Mary.
In line with the 4th Rosary promises, the Blessed Virgin made to Saint Dominic, she said, the Rosary will make virtue and good works flourish and will obtain for souls the most abundant divine mercies. It will draw the hearts of men from the love of the world and its vanities and will lift them to the desires of eternal things, or that souls would sanctify themselves by this means. All along, we have been talking about the month of October as the month of the Rosary. What then is the Rosary?
Just saying, Rosary is a word coming from the Latin word rosarium. A rosarium is a set of roses that they put to honor our Mother Mary. To honor our Mother Mary. And this rosarium is now designated or taken, considered as this prayer that we Catholics will say through the recitation of a crown with beads. And inside the beads you see 5 decades of small beads that we use to recite the Hail Mary.
It comes from a Latin word, rosarium, which means a crown of roses or a garden of roses. And it grew up in the 2nd millennium of Christianity, particularly in Western Christianity, around the 14th century. It's attributed to Saint Dominic. And the Rosary is a sequence of prayer. St. John Paul II said it's a compendium of the gospel, and it's intended to help us grow in our faith.
The 3 basic prayers that make up the Rosary are the Our Father prayer, the Hail Mary prayer, and the Glory Be prayer. Since it contains many other prayers, it is usually prayed upon rosary beads so as to keep track of the prayers and free one's mind to meditate upon the events in the lives of Jesus and Mary.
Wishing